Bitcoin is above $100,000 as we speak. I just put a meme coin video out highlighting Bohm and a little bit of Pepe, so go ahead and check that out. This video is going to be our more traditional look at the markets, and right now it's looking pretty good, honestly. The daily chart, if we close this candle where we are right now, it'll be the highest daily close in the history of Bitcoin. We still have not had a daily close above 100,000. This could be the first candle, and it's coming in on a Saturday, which is perfect because the weekly close is Sunday. So if we look closely here at the 4-hour chart, we could see a couple different things going on here. So number one, this to me looks like a running flat, right? We got 3 down or 5 down, you got 3 up, and then bam, 5 down. Impulse, right? So we got W, X, Y, or actually A, B, C. A, B, C. There's your running flat, right? And then here's your impulse. And now we're starting to flag out a little bit, getting away from the scene of the crime, this dump here. And then hopefully we can continue higher. So that's the idea, right? The other idea is that it's not finished yet, right? So this could be a 1, 2, then we get 3, 4, and 5 later on. And it becomes more of an expanded flat, A, B, C, right? And then we continue on. But I'm not going to go that far. I'm sticking with the first idea until we start breaking below this low here. If we break below 95 to 97, then I'll entertain it more. But as long as we're staying above 98, 99, 100, I'm leaning towards that idea. The first idea, which is a continuation. If we look at this trend line here, right, and then if you look at this here, it's got an appearance of a sort of a broadening wedge, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. It seems like it wants to come up and tag that area. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's go to the weekly chart and let's put on linear scale, and let's take a trend line from this 20K top to our 67, 69K top, and there you go. There's the trend line right there. So let me just make sure that's right on the dot there. Boom. Okay, let me pull this one. I mean, it's a little bit subjective. You could put it more so on the closes. I try to get right about there is good. Yeah, probably a little bit higher, just a little bit right there. So if we were going to continue higher, this could be a strong resistance point somewhere in this area, right? Which comes in between 109 and 113, 114. So as you guys know, when we were in this correction here, my target has been anything between 84 and 125. Now, obviously 84 is totally blown out of the water, but we didn't know what the wave structure was going to look like. Since we got the 1212, I exceeded it over 100,000, right? So I'm looking at 125,000. But this trend line here matches up, and it comes in right around 110, 115K. So, here's the thing. We still don't have a fourth wave confirmed, right? We sort of got like a 1, 2, this is a 3, but where's 4 at, right? If we get up here in our 3 and then we pull back for a 4, I'm going to think way higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we could get to our $125,000 target. So if we start pulling back now, like that second idea I just said, then that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then we can get up to here. So Still looking at higher prices. Let's just put it that way. Now, do we have to correct a little bit longer? Maybe, right? But I think this thing's going to start pumping. We've been consolidating here, right? We're consolidating. So, yeah, it's got to make a decision soon. So anyway, that's Bitcoin's very bullish. Let's look at Theta. So Theta is looking interesting. Look at these candles here. We got shot down all the way here, but look at these candles here. They're holding and holding and holding and holding, right? So that's kind of interesting. Let's look at again, we've been saying that this is most likely some kind of running flat, right? Is it finished? That's the question. Hard to know right now. It's very challenging wave structure, I won't lie. 1, 2, 3, and then you kind of got a flat here, and then you got another flat there. So yeah, it's one of those things where we just have to wait for a clear signal. But the ultimate thing is it's a running flat. Now, it could be finished, or we could finish down here. It just depends. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it some time, and we'll check back soon enough. I'll tell you what, though, if this thing starts to come back up here, then we can see 3, right? Or if we can get back up here and get through the retracement levels, then I think that was sufficient enough. So for example, if this is 3 up and this is 3 down, right? So we have 3 down, we get 3 up, and then we get 3 back down. That's a completed move. And then here's a 1, and then here's a 2. We could be on our way for a 3 fairly soon. So again, we'll check back soon enough. Near protocol is still trending up nicely. Look at that. Getting a little bit of a resistance here. It kind of looks like a little bit of a descending triangle. A little bit of a concern. So I really want to see it break out. We got a sort of a 3-wave move there. So let's see if we can continue or retest some of those lower levels. Theta, we had 3 down, we had 3 up, we had 3 back down. There's 3 there. And then it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So maybe we flag out for a 2, 1, 2, and then we continue. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. XRP, we're back to 253 and pumping. Put it this way, if Bitcoin pumps, XRP is going to pump, right? So the descending triangle that we were talking about is totally out of the question. It's no longer a descending triangle, which is good. We don't want that. This is actually playing out just like the fractal that we've shared, right? Remember the fractal? There it is right there. So we got a beautiful fractal here. Nobody's talking about this fractal. At least I haven't seen it. I believe I'm one of the first to show it. Not that it matters, but just so you understand. I mean, for me, I like fractals because they tell a story, right? And a lot of times they rhyme, and a lot of times they are essentially identical in some regard. So if you look closely here, we have right here, we have a 3-wave pullback, and then 1, 2, and then rise. 1, 2, and now we're rising. So it's kind of the same thing here, right? And what I really like about it is how it matches up even prior to that. I mean, especially when you look at it, obviously that first pump, consolidate, consolidate. Second pump, and it's really interesting that the second pump didn't go that high, right? And it's the same as this, right? Same distance too. And then the third pump has about the same length. And then the correction is also the same. So it looks pretty spot on. So where is this thing going? If we match it up here, we could be going to about $3.63, which would put us at an all-time high, which means, well, what happens? This is actually the end of the fractal. And then after that, we have a bear market. But I don't think we're going into a bear market. I think the fractal will end, and I think it's just going to be a regular correction, right? Because we haven't had a correction yet. This is all one wave still. In order to get two waves, you need something that looks like a separate wave. See, this is all part of one wave, and that's part of the third wave. And we want the third wave to go as high as possible so that when we eventually go on the fourth wave, we don't have such a devastating correction. You know what I mean? So, it's not confirmed. This thing could still be in a fourth wave correction. For example, right? We are approaching the retracement levels. If we have 3 down, and this is 1, 2, and then we have this expanded flat for a B wave, we get up here in the retracement levels, we could easily come back down like this. And it'll be A, B, C. And then we go, and that will be our fourth wave. Right? So let me zoom out a little bit. Let's see how that would look. So essentially it'd be like this. And that right there would be a separate wave because it's so much bigger than these waves. Right? So, it's kind of like a catch-22. Do we want to go up and hit the high and then have to start a big correction? A long correction? Or, since we've already invested all of this time, might as well just get it over with now, and then we can go on with the fifth wave. The downside to that is, we're not doing it from a higher level. So we'll see how it all plays out, but those are the two ideas right there. Essentially, if this is done and we're trailing up, right, and then boom, we break out. So let's see how that plays. So as far as requests goes, and the members video, that's going to be coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be talking about rotations. But this is just a quick update here. Looking at AVAX, just kind of consolidating. Not really much to say. It looks like we could get a 3-way pullback. Or you can even make the argument that we're creating a base consolidating in here for the next leg higher. Right? You just got to keep an eye on the smaller time frames. ICP. Yeah, it looks like we're finally coming down. Look at this. We had a dump, and then it was corrective going up, and now we're coming back down. Look at that 3-wave move here. So if we come down, you have that 3-wave shape. That's a good longing opportunity. I think Litecoins as well is gearing up. You can. So, Litecoin's been just essentially consolidating forever, and now we're finally ramping up. So that's all the ramping up we have. So that tells me we got more to go. Look how long this is, right? We barely just started. That's all we got here. So that puts things into context of how big or how early we are here. Now you zoom out a little bit. Look at this 3-way pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. You got a 3-wave move. You built your accumulation, and now you're starting to lift off. Look at the big box here, right? We're breaking out. Beautiful. So I need to do an alt versus Bitcoin video to look at some of these alts compared to Bitcoin, right? And if you look, like I think we were talking about this a couple videos ago, or it might have been last week, but there was a 9 here. I think it was the 2-month. Oh, okay. So we almost landed on a 9. We had an 8, but you know, it's the 2-month chart, so it's pretty close. But yeah, it looks completely. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 waves down, so you should expect some kind of pump back to this area right here for Litecoin. I know this coin's pretty popular, and it could go higher, but it's already gone up so much. I mean, there's just no pullback. See how it's going up, 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 and now it's leveling off. Sometimes that could be a bad thing. Sometimes that could be a good thing. But in my opinion, I'm not interested in it. It's, you know, I don't even know what the market cap is on this thing. I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to break out. I mean, it looks bullish right now, but as far as percentages goes, I'm just not really interested in it. H bar. Let's take a look at the small time frame on H bar here. So if you look at H bar, look at the running flat. It comes up here, A, B, C, running flat or rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways. Rise, crash, retrace. We're coming down, reaccumulation, we go sideways. Breakout. If we get sideways in here, just like we did here, I'll definitely pick some up. So that's kind of how I'm looking at H bar. Ethereum still trailing up, looking pretty good. You know, it's kind of a washing machine. You know, it kind of comes up, comes down, comes up, comes down, comes up. There's no organic, or there's no like smooth waves, and that's because we're battling through the retracement levels, right? But once we get through these retracement levels, I think you're going to have a much more explosive wave. Because this 3-wave move was pretty massive, and we haven't even broken the top yet. So we could get a little bit of a pullback, but ultimately I think this thing's going to break out. Once Ethereum breaks out into new all-time highs, that's how you know all season's really in full gear. Same with XRP. So I think that's about it, guys. I'm not going to get into other things. I'm gonna take a look at Dog though, because Dog had a good pump, and I didn't talk about it in. Why does it say that? Okay, I didn't talk about it in the previous meme coin video. So if you look, it looks just like Bohm, except it's a little bit more, has a little bit more strength to it. Oh yeah, look at that. So we have a 1, a 2, right? You got a 1, 2, 1, 2. You're coming up here. You've already broken this area, right? So Bohm is kind of like right there. You've already broken that area. So yeah, I think this is going to be quite a big move coming up here for Dog. Let's look at the smaller time frames. Looking pretty good here, right? It actually, looks exactly like the Bitcoin fractal. Look at this. I'm going to blow your mind right now. Watch this. Ready? Where's Bitcoin at? Right here. Check this out. Let me remove everything here. Okay, let me go right there. Okay, so if you look, and let me go down to the 2 hour. There we go. Okay, so you see it? Look at that. You got your top. You got your top. You come down here, a descending triangle, chop, 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 chop. Same thing here. Chop, 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 chop. You hit the low. You hit the low. You come all the way back up into a retracement. You come all the way back up to a retracement. And then you flag out, and then you flag out, and then you sort of 1, 2, you 1, 2, you break another one, you break another one, and then bam, we're on our way. So there you go. Same thing. Looks good. Looks pretty good. So let's take a look at the target here for dog. Just for this wave, it would be approximately about 10261, right? And we're not even at 1 penny yet, so that's still another 30% away, and it'll probably go higher than that too. So, because if you look at the overall, and you put this here, and you put this here, I mean, we're looking at I think this thing's going to go easily to a 4.236 and even higher than that. I mean, it's only 340% away, right? So if we take that off, put the fib levels on, you're looking at 8 cents for the 2.272, and that's about 10x away. So I think it can even do better than that, honestly, because of how young it is. You know, when you have a 1-2 and you're about to enter alt season, I mean, and it's a good meme coin because it's on the Bitcoin network, right? I think it's, you know, obviously it could go to 0. Anything can happen. But the way it's shaped, the 1, the 2, and the 1, 2, 1, 2, the way, just like Bohm, it looks really good. I could be wrong, but that's where my bets are placed. All right, so Altcoin, I mean, look at that, straight up 4-hour chart. There you go. Look at that. You got a 3-way pullback. Let's see if we could build a base here and then continue higher. That would be a running flat. We talked about Theta. Oh, here's another one, Jupiter. This one also looks like Bohm and Dog. Same type of thing, right? Look at that. You got the 1. You got the pullback. Bull flag, right? You got the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, this thing also looks really bullish. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm in Dog, Jupiter, and Bohm, and I could be wrong, again, not financial advice, but I think these 3 have a really good wave structure. And I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you can hit the like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Drop a comment, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.